What up, Blackish fam? I hope all is well in the world. We're going to continue checking out this artist that we came across called WunTayk. Someone in the comment section recommended we check out his work. Just going through his work, man, his brother is super lyrical. And he still has that hood edge, but man, his wordplay is unlike many that are in the game today. And he's someone who's relatively unknown. So when I came across this song called Suicide Squad, that also had Montana 300, who we checked out as well. I'm like, yo, I wonder if these other cats on this are as lyrical as they are. So, yo, I want to get right to it. Let's check it out together, and let's break down these lyrics. I'm excited for this because there's multiple people on this track, and if they're all lyrical, this is definitely going to be something to break down. So let's check it out. Suicide Squad.
I bet I'ma fall when it's winter spring. I'm saucing them all in these bitches' dreams. My money long as a limousine. Blue strips on these honeys ain't Listerine. I'm going.
Ooh. Yo, they're already coming out, right? You got some wordplay, some big boy talk. It looks like from Montana 300. But I like what he said. You know, everybody says that my money long like a limousine, right? A limousine is long in size. They're normally stretched, right? But I like the little play here where he said blue strips on these hundreds, right? The newer hundreds have those blue strips that you can hold up to the light. But they're also talking about the Listerine strips. It's a dissolvable thing that you put on your tongue that temporarily freshens your breath. Yo, that's just sick. Already get into the wordplay, right?
With the flow and I'm good with the mob, how I'm ballin', I'm feeling like Mr. Clean.
He said, I'm feeling like Mr. Clean, right? Mr. Clean is that surface cleaner with the dude that looks like me, but the white version with no beard. And he's like, oh, look like the chop down wood face ass, right?
Lit every step like I'm Billie Jean. If I light up a square, it ain't nicotine. That's a Western term.
Said if I light up a square, it ain't nicotine. That's so hard. I don't know if y'all caught the play on words there. But he said, yo, I be lit every step like I'm Billie Jean, right? You know, Billie Jean is not my lover, right? But yo, listen to he's talking about being lit, right? And you almost think that he's talking about a square. But he says if I light up a square, it ain't nicotine. He's talking about a square ass dude, right? If you're a lame, most people just say, oh man, that cat's a square, bro. He don't do nothing but 9 to 5, go home and get ready for the next day, right? He ain't about that life. That's a square. And he's saying, yo, I'm going to light him up, right? But it ain't no cigarette. Yo, that's just sick. I don't know if a lot of people are going to catch that.
Stop like I'm Billie Jean. If I light up a square, it ain't nicotine. That's a Western term of smithereens. Niggas like a
yo, just, man, this cat, yeah, I do what a lot of people in the comments, they were like, yo, Montana 300 is sick. But he's not at the lyrical level of WunTayk Timmy. You know, it might be, I don't know if I've heard enough of either one of them to make that decision. But man, WunTayk Timmy, he's, it seems like it might be multiple meanings, maybe slightly more so than Montana 300. But, you know, I'm only looking at a limited sample size. But, yo, look what he says, right? Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson, for those that don't know, Smith & Wesson, that's a brand. It's a gun manufacturer, right? They've been around since 1852. And the guys that the company's named after, it's actually Horace Smith and Daniel Bard Wesson. But basically, they wanted a firearm that could just be discharged, right? Multiply, like discharging it, like using a cartridge or a clip. Excuse me, I still have COVID, so you know, please just disregard the cough, or if you see me using any cough drops or whatnot. But basically, since 1852, they've been perfecting the sidearm, right? So when you hear people saying, I got a Smith & Wesson, they're talking about one of the most respectable brands when it comes to firearms. But he's also saying, like, if you've ever heard the term, you know, I'll blow you to smithereens. That, you know, that's why he's the play on words with Smith and smithereens is that's the wordplay, right? You know, people know the term. Actually, you know, I'm gonna blow you to smithereens. I think most people understand what that means. But that means when something's blown up, fragmented, it'll throw the remains of anything, whether it be human bodies or things, just break up and get thrown far away. You know, funny thing is that, you know, the phrase actually goes back to it's actually it's called The History of Ireland. It was published in 1801. The actual phrase was "We will break your carriage in smithereens." Later, it turned into "blow you to smithereens," right? And that's normally how people say it as well. Let's get back to it. Run that back a little bit. We're just in the first few seconds here.
Like a silver screen. Shooters with me, I'm so Dickie V. Many goofy niggas ain't gon' be. If I light up a square, they nicotine. Smith and Wesson turn on smithereens. Movie niggas like a silver screen. Shooters with me, I'm so Dickie V. Many goofy niggas ain't gon' make me.
It's important to continue to break down bar after bar where I don't know if a lot of people understand the original reference. So he goes into, he says Smith and Wesson, right? Turn them smithereens, right? I'll tear these dudes apart. I'll blow them away, right? But he says movie niggas act like a silver screen. Right, that's a play. Like, all these dudes be faking, right? They're faking who they really are. They're really just actors. But shout out to the silver screen, right? That's the movie industry. It's normally referred to collectively as the silver screen, right? I don't know if you guys actually know this. Just a little bit of useless knowledge, but where that phrase actually comes from is when English speakers first started going to what they called the pictures, right? Going to the show, going to the movies. Back in 1910, movie screens were actually coated with this reflective metallic paint. And so it actually, there was a silver surface, and it better protected the images, right? So they called it the silver screen. That's where that actually originates from. But what he's saying is that, movie niggas act, like a silver screen. These dudes are fronting, acting, right? But look at the wordplay. He says, shooters with me, I'm so Dickie V. Dickie V, right? That's Dick Vitale. That's that, this is awesome, baby, right? He's a sports commentator. But shooters with them, not playing ball, right? He's talking about these shooters are with me. Then he says, these goofy niggas, they ain't gonna Mickey me, right? Mickey, Goofy, Mickey, Mousc, right? That wordplay. And he just keeps doing it, jumping back and forth, just riding it. He said, I'm a groovy nigga. I'm in hippie piece, right? Hippie, a lot of people say groovy, totally, man. That's so rad, right? That's part of the hippie lifestyle, the lingo, right? Now, but he said groovy. I'm in a hippie piece. Nah, man, I mean a piece on my hip, right? Also talking about the strap. Man, the wordplay is just sick with it. Just a few seconds. I want to make sure that we're not missing any of the actual meaning.
Shooters with me, I'm so Dickie V. Many goofy niggas ain't gon' make me. I'm a groovy nigga, I'm a hippie piece. I mean a piece on my hip, I just 60 the clip.
He said I just 60 the clip. If I'm not mistaken, he's talking about like a 60 round magazine, right? He's talking about something that's normally like an AR, right? He's talking about something of that caliber. I would think if there's another meeting or so like a 60 the clip, if there's another, something like 12 or 50 or something that might be specific to his region or so, let me know in the comments if I got that right. But I'm pretty sure the shooters, Dick Vitale, movies, the silver screen, Smith and Wesson, I believe that was all correct. What did he say? He said, I've been lit for a grip. They won't give me the slip, right? I ain't letting you talk about giving someone the slip. Normally is getting away, right? But he's also talking about grip, like he won't let anything get away. But he's talking about time, right? I've been lit for a grip. So just the multiple meanings of the same word. And then he ends it by saying, I won't go back and forth. Man, these niggas will trip, right? Because they're constantly moving, going back and forth. But, these motherfuckers be tripping. Like bitches be tripping and shit. But let's get right back to it.
For a grip, they won't give me the slip. I won't go back and forth, many niggas to trip. How I slide in the clip, how I slide in your bitch. All my niggas, they tweak like a glitch. That's blue faces, but I'm not a crip.
When you think of a glitch, you think of it as tweaking, right? As like a glitch in the Matrix or so. But I just love the wordplay where he said, I slide the clip, right? I slide the clip into the pistol, just like I slide in your bitch. It could be sliding in her DMs, but I think he's sliding in like we slide in your mouth.
I got that green in my back like a zip. I'm in the game trying to give me a ring. Warriors, hot niggas hate on the team.
run it back.
So on my niggas that took like a glitch. Dance with blue faces, but I'm not a crip. I got that green in my back like a zip.
Yeah.
I'm in the game trying to.
You know, everybody who's ever bought some green knows about buying zips or however you measure the quantities, but it's a way of quantifying things in the hood.
On my niggas that took like a glitch. Dance with blue faces, but I'm not a crip. I got that green in my back like a zip. I'm in the game trying to give me a ring. Warriors, hot niggas hate on the team. Yo, bitch, be cheap.
You know, right? It's just a play on words. Golden State Warriors, right? He's talking about I'm in the game trying to give me a ring. Hold on. Trying to give me a ring. You know, it could be like I'm in the game, like I'm playing in like a championship game, trying to get a championship ring. But it could be that play on words like, yo, I got that green, right? I got that zip. And he said, yo, I'm in the game. Give me a ring, right? Because of that play, like, yo, if you going to cop, you know, I could be your plug, bro. Run that back just a second as I re-hit. Run that back, right? Run that back.
Warriors, hot niggas hate on the team. Yo, bitch, be cheating, I come in between. Low-key a fan, she might come in the gym.
On the way, solid like concrete, no statue, nigga. You don't wanna get it crackin', make me come out my shell, I'ma cash you, nigga.
Hold on now. I gotta run that back. I missed a few bars. He said, yo, bitch be cheating. Your bitch be cheating. I come in between. I come in between, like he's coming in between the different dudes rapping on the track, right? He's coming in between this song, right? But he coming between her legs too, right? You know, it reminds me of that joke. How many of y'all did it as a kid where you pull your pockets out and you turn to the girl and you be like, hey, you ever kiss a bunny on the nose? You know what I'm saying? That early game. About running back.
Solid like concrete, no statue, nigga. You don't wanna get it crackin'.
Did we miss that much? Run that back.
I'm in the game trying to give me a ring. Warriors, hot niggas hate on the team. Yo, bitch, be cheating, I come in between. Low-key a fan, she might come in the gym.
Yeah.
On the way, solid like concrete, no statue, nigga. You don't wanna get it crackin', make me come out my shell, I'ma cash you, nigga.
I'm still looking at the low-key a fan, looking for the play on words with that. He said, yo, bitch be cheating. I come in between, right? Low-key a fan. She might come in her jeans. Got it. It's cool. He could have put a little different meaning on that, unless I'm just slow right now. I did hit the green, so maybe I'm missing it. But let's run it back just a second.
Get it crackin', make me come out my shell, I'ma cash you, nigga. Yeah,
I keep missing the same song, the same sentence from this dude. Like, I just ain't even paying attention.
Talk about cashews.
Yeah, you say cashew. I'm like, motherfucker talking about some cashews. Like, all right, you know you got bars if you can get that in the song. Hold on. Let's
Cheating, I come in between. Low-key a fan, she might come in the gym.
On the way, solid like concrete, no statue, nigga. You don't wanna get it crackin', make me come out my shell, I'ma cash you, nigga. Yeah, I don't play them games up and
you know, that's cool wordplay, right? He said all the way solid, like, right? I'm a solid dude. I'm rock solid, but I'm solid like concrete. He said no statue, right? So he's, you know, just talking about it's just play on words with that. I think all the way solid like concrete, no statue, nigga. You don't want to get it cracking, right? Like you wouldn't want to get concrete cracking. That normally means that something's wrong, right? There's the ground beneath it is lopsided. You have to correct the concrete. So he's playing on the concrete verse. You don't want to get it cracking. But then he said also playing on cracking, make me come out my shell. I'ma catch you, nigga, but catch you like cashew, right? Like you take a cashew out of its shell. Let me know if I got that properly. I'll run it back for context.
way solid like concrete, no statue, nigga. You don't wanna get it crackin', make me come out my shell, I'ma cash you, nigga. Yeah, I don't play them games up and get the guessing, that's taboo, nigga. Yeah, it's like the 40 just ain't got no trust, it won't put nothing past you, nigga.
Ooh. That's so hard, bro, but listen to the wordplay. He says, I don't play those games, right? And he says, up and get the guessing, that's taboo, nigga. But if you know anything about board games from yesteryear, there's a game called Taboo, and it's a guessing game, right? So the wordplay there, you would have to understand that all to just get those bars. I think that's going over most people's heads. But also, what did he say? Yeah, don't get those games up and get to guessing. That's taboo. But when something's taboo, you also don't like talking about it, right? Something like being gay in the community was taboo back in the early 80s or 90s or whatnot. You didn't talk about a brother being gay, even if you knew he was. You just kind of didn't say anything, right? It's taboo to talk about sex like that at a certain period in life, right? That's what. So the wordplay there with taboo, just sick, just showing his vocabulary and you know how lyrical he could be. That's just sick with it. And then he said, "Yo, it's just like the 40, right?" He's talking about the pistol, but he said, "Just ain't got no trust. It won't put nothing past you." You know, like you don't get nothing gets past you. You're smart, right? Nothing gets past him, but nothing like a bullet physically passing you. I think I got that right, but either way, it's sick. Let's get right back to it.
My shell, I'm a cash you, nigga. Yeah, I don't play them games up and get the guessing, that's taboo, nigga. Yeah, it's like the 40 just ain't got no trust, it won't put nothing past you, nigga.
Brad hard with my shades on. I'm just sitting back like a sharpshooter. I'ma invest the money on a talent like.
You know, when you Bret Hart, when he said he got his shades on, he said I'm sitting back, but you know, like a sharpshooter. When they, you know, they got one eye on the thing. But here, let's run it back a few seconds. Like just a few seconds here. Make sure we can get the context and get the flow. I like kind of letting it ride too, so we can hear it and just get the original message, right? All right, let's get it going.
Guessing that's taboo, nigga. Yeah, it's like the 40 just ain't got no trust, it won't put nothing past you, nigga.
Brad hard with my shades on. I'm just sitting.
So Bret Hart is a wrestler, right? Bret Hart's a wrestler, but he also goes by the name the Heartbreak Kid. So what would be the play on words there, right? Bret Hart, he used to wear those big stupid ass shades, but he could also be saying that he breaks hearts, right? Or he's a cold ass dude when he's got his shades on. There's just different ways to interpret that. I would imagine that he's just a chill ass dude. But I don't get the next verse. If it looks like he says, I'm sitting back like a sharpshooter, I mean, most sharpshooters, you imagine they're actually on their elbows and they're actually leaning forward. So I don't know if he means the opposite or is it just chilling. Yeah, maybe not like a sharpshooter, but someone who's just in a chill, maybe sitting above someone, looking down, right? Eagle eye, they can just kind of chill, sit back. But when I think of a sharpshooter, I think of someone actually laying on the ground, not sitting back. But I don't know, maybe I'm not interpreting that correctly. But he says, I'm going to invest the money on a talent. Let's let that play.
Back like a sharpshooter. I'ma invest the money on a talent like Mark Cuban trying to guard Luka. I'm the flyest killer with a tech and dripping. I'm the definition of a sharpshooter. Bet I drop.
Okay, so he says, I'm the definition of a sharpshooter, right? So it's him sitting back, chilling. But I like that play on words, too. He says, I'm going to invest the money on a talent like Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is a multi-billionaire, right? Billionaire. But he owns the Dallas Mavericks, or a large stake in the Dallas Mavericks, if not all of it. I didn't research what exactly his percentage owned is. But it's kind of cool to play on words because Luka is he plays for the Dallas Mavericks, right? So he said like Mark Cuban trying to guard Luka, but it's like guarding your money, right? Guarding your investment. That's probably a good way to think about it, right? Like Mark Cuban. You know, I'm gonna invest this money on a talent, and then I'm gonna guard my investment. I don't know if I'm breaking that down right. I might be thinking too much into it. But he says I'm the flyest killer with the tech and dripping. Let's run that
I'm
back.
all wet up everybody in your whip, nigga. I'm just sitting back like a sharpshooter. I'ma invest the money on a talent like Mark Cuban trying to guard Luka. I'm the flyest killer with a tech and dripping. I'm the definition of a sharpshooter. Bet I drop them all wet up everybody in your whip, nigga. That's carpooling. Everybody rides.
Right, carpooling is meant when there's more than one person that are going to the same place. When they all ride in the same car, it's called carpooling, right? And then you could ride the carpooling lane, which is more than if you have more than one person. But he's saying I'm gonna wet everybody in your whip. Basically, I'm gonna shoot up the whip and kill everybody. And that's why the car will be considered a pool.
When it's working time, Susan perfect time.
Do the bet, I drop them all, wet up everybody in your whip, nigga, that's called
That mean everybody rides when it's working time. Suits and perfect ties used to burglarize. See it still, it's like I got burglarized.
You know, he's talking about, yo, look at me now, right? He said that mean everybody ride when it's working time. Suits and perfect ties. But man, we used to burglarize, right? We used to be in these streets, but look at us now.
Everybody rides when it's working time. Suits and perfect ties used to burglarize. See it still, it's like I got burglarized. Eat a meal, that's a drink.
What is New York? Nas calls it that New York state of mind, right? Just always being on point, always looking at your surroundings, always willing to discuss the come up. Come on now, run that back.
Still, it's like I got burglarized. Need a meal, that's a drink. Burger fries, heavy on the salt.
You know, he referenced that in another song, and he said, "I need a meal, but I'm not talking about the bag." And I'm like, okay, so when someone says they want $1 million, you imagine, he said not what you're thinking of, but I'm thinking like, oh, he's talking about I need a meal, like I'm gonna eat me another rapper, you know, like eat, like a meal, like a cheeseburger fries. At least this time, he actually says cheeseburger fries.
Baby. Shout to my haters, look what y'all made. Listen, get 2 points.
He said, y'all wanted to hate, look what I did.
It's like I got burglarized, need a meal. That's a drink, burger fries, heavy on the sauce, baby.
He's like, I got that sauce, but also the play on the sauce with the drink burger fries.
Like your mom.
Hey, your mom.
Meal, that's a drink, burger fries, heavy on the sauce, baby. Shout to my haters, look what y'all made. Listen, get 2 points, all safety.
Football reference, I'm not really big on football, but 2 points.
2-point conversion on the safety.
All right, I guess my wife knows. 2-point conversion on the safety. Treated my life on video forever to be known.
On the sauce, baby. Shout to my haters, look what y'all made. Listen, get 2 points, all safety. Street nigga, baby, better cross safety.
Ooh, street nigga, but hey, be careful crossing the street, right? Nice. That's a good way to jump off that. Nice dismount.
2 points, all safety. Street nigga, baby, better cross safety.
Like we dismount your mom.
Ooh, saw some jewelry, she see that I'm coolin'. Shine like a diamond, I think I'm a jeweler. One in that head, but it ain't a tumor. You can't get around like a rumor. I know it's real, can't fall for a loser.
Playing, you can get around like a rumor. You know, the people say rumors get around quickly.
Like your mom.
Treated. Dang, got me back.
Get around like a rumor. I know it's real, can't fall for a losers. Niggas be watching and drawing conclusions. Just riding around getting money like Ubers. I'm spending crack, shout out all of the
He
shit.
said some motherfuckers watching, right? Other people just drawing conclusions on shit they barely understand, right? He said, I know it's real, came far for a loser. Yeah, let me just run that back there. I just like to hear it as I break it down.
And I think I'm a jeweler, one in that head, but it ain't a tumor. Playing, you can't get around like a rumor. I know it's real, can't fall for a losers. Niggas be watching and drawing conclusions. Just riding around getting money like Ubers. I'm spending crack, shout out all of the shit.
He said, it was riding around, right? But he's comparing it to getting money like Ubers, right? Uber drivers, all they do is ride around all day until I'm spitting crack. Shout out all the consumers, right? Everyone is out here buying crack. One would argue there wouldn't be a crack market if there weren't people buying crack, right? You gotta grasp out at the root, right? Didn't we reference that in another video? But yo, let's run that back a few seconds and get right to 300.
Real can't fall for a losers. Niggas be watching and drawing conclusions. Just riding around getting money like Ubers. I'm spending crack, shout out all of the shit.
I'ma ball, let my dog bury ya. Don't get left in the dirt. Then I go back your bitch like a dog carrier. Yeah, get right in the purse. Wipe that look off your face before I make up your mind. Your choice with heads and tails like do or die. Feeling cheap like I play for you a vibe. This water get deep and I make it a dime.
Yo,
Yeah.
to listen to what he said. He said, "Throw up my ball, right? Let my dog bury ya." And now it's going to be wordplay referencing the dog, right? And playing in the yard and playing with a ball. He says, "Don't get left in the dirt, right? Don't get left in my dust," kind of deal. He said, I go and bag your bitch like a dog carrier. God damn, but still the play on dog and bitch, right? The literal meaning of bitch is the female dog.
Yeah, mom.
Now, and then he said, wipe that look off your face before I make up your mind, right? But think about when a girl wipes that look, or a bitch ass mofo, right? Wipes their face he's talking about like the makeup on your face because you're a bitch ass dude, right? But he's also talking about I'll make up your mind for you. You don't fix your face, right? When you tell the kids, fix your face, right? When you tell them do something, they look back at you all stupid eyes and shit. But they say your choice for heads or tails, like do or die. Like, god damn. So heads or tails, like do or die, right? Bend the Chief, like I play for U of I. The U of I is actually out here. That's Urbana-Champaign. That's the University of Illinois. Their mascot is the Chief, right? And then he says, this water gets deep, and I'm a megalodon. That's if I'm not mistaken, that's a prehistoric shark. That's that massive shark that was referenced in, what was that, Jurassic World? But if you do a Google search for megalodon, it's like insanely large, big predator of yesteryear, basically. Just sick, man. That was just a sick verse right there. I'm gonna run that back a few seconds.
Still can't fall for losers. Niggas be watching and drawing conclusions. Just riding around getting money like Ubers. I'm spitting crack shot on all the consumers.
No, I'ma ball let my dog bury ya. Don't get left in the dirt. Then I go back your bitch like a dog carrier. Yeah, get right in the purse. Wipe that look off your face before I make up your mind. Your choice for heads or tails like do or die. Bend the Chief like I play for you a vibe. This water get deep and I'm making the dime. 2 hoes on my D tryna trap me. Before I go deeper than Blackstreet. Run it up on my team like a track me. Can't let the pussy or haters distract me. Got it breaking and head in the back. See laughing at niggas that's
Run it back just a few seconds there. They were starting to get down. I was gonna let it ride, but I gotta break it down here.
D tryna trap me. Before I go deeper than Blackstreet. Run it up on my team like a track. Don't get left in the dirt. Then I go back your bitch like a dog carrier. Yeah, get right in the purse. Wipe that look off your face before I make up your mind. Your choice for heads or tails like do or die. Bend the Chief like I play for you a vibe. This water get deep and I'm making the dime. 2 hoes on my D tryna trap me. Before I go deeper than Blackstreet.
I don't think a lot of people will get that reference. Blackstreet is an R&B group. They're famously known for No Diggity, No Doubt. So to get down, good love, baby got them open all over town, right? But they also had they had other hit songs, but they had a song called Deep, and that's what he's referencing. Like they go deep in your mom. Got her back finally. Let me just continue breaking that down. And he says, before I go, let's let it play.
Run it up on my team like a track me. Can't let the pussy or haters distract me. Got it breaking and head in the back. See laughing at niggas that say they gon' jack me. If they pop.
So listen what he's saying, right? He said, run it up with my team like a track meet, right? Because a track meet, they're talking about a track team, right? Track and field. Can't let the pussy or hater niggas distract me. Counting bread, right? He's counting his money. He said getting head in the back seat, right? Just playing on the words there, but just getting head, getting that dome, right?
Your mom.
Damn. He said laughing at niggas that said they gonna jack me, right? Like, come on, man. If you feeling like that, run up, see what's gonna happen, right? Listen to that.
Drag me, got it breaking and head in the back. See laughing at niggas that say they gon' jack me. If they pop up, bet these blocks up. Got the ones that they face, it ain't act me.
He said if they pop up, bet these Glocks up, right? But the pop-up, which he's going to eventually do the play on words with popping up like acne. But he said about to bust at their face, right? But also like pimples pop on your face like acne. Just sick. Good wordplay there. Run it back.
They gon' jag me. If they pop up, bet these Glocks up. Got the bust at they face, it ain't acne.
Oh, he think he the shit? Exactly. Give me head cause I rap, she Iraqi. I'm ahead of him.
I love the wordplay there. That was just so slick how he came on, right? He said, oh, he think he's a shit? Exactly, right? Like your music shit, bro. And then what is it? Give me head cause I rap. I rappy, but Iraqi. Get it? Just a little play there.
He think he the shit, exactly. Give me head cause I rap, she Iraqi. I'm ahead of him, lapping him actually. I got federal crack on my rap sheet. Trying to fill up the bag on my black sheet. Give me head cause I rap, she Iraqi. I'm ahead of him, lapping him actually. I got federal crack on my rap sheet. Trying to fill up the bag on my black sheet. I'm in sync with them boys on the back street.
Listen to what he said though. Give me head cause I rap, she Iraqi though, right? I'm ahead of them. Lapping them, actually. When you lap someone, you go completely around the course and you come up to them again. So he's like, I'm ahead of them, but I'm actually kind of doing circles around them, actually. I got federal crack on my rap sheet, trying to fill up the bag on a black sheep. There's different ways that you can interpret that, right? I think of filling up a bag. I think of obviously playing on like robbing a bank or filling up money into a bag. But I think of a black sheep. You're cutting the hair off a sheep and you're filling up the bag. But black sheep, there's the obvious meaning of being the black sheep, right? He said, "I'm in sync with them boys on the back streets." Like, I'm down with the underworld kind of deal, but also to play on words with the pop group In Sync and the other pop group, the Backstreet Boys. That's sick, man. Let's run that back.
Actually, I got federal crack on my rap sheet. Trying to fill up the bag, I'm a black sheep. I'm in sync with them boys in the back street. Call up Barkin, come boys in the trap, please.
Dr. Kevorkian was a doctor a few years ago. I think he's dead now, or he's definitely in prison. But yeah, they called him Dr. Death. He would basically allow you to kill yourself. Not allow you, but he would assist you with killing yourself painlessly, right? Through medication and whatnot. But he wanted people to have that say as to whether they could end their own life. So he said, call Kevorkian, come and poison the trap, please. Right? He's obviously talking about, I would think he's talking about a trap house, but he's also the play on poison and trap with like mouse traps or the trap itself. He said, I can't flip with these clowns. That's trapeze, but also playing on the word trap. But a trapeze is like an acrobatic experience, right? They're on the trapeze itself, which is the play on the word, the clown phrase, right? The circus and the trapeze, and doing flips, but also still playing on the trap of like a mouse trap and that trap possibly flipping. Yo, so many plays on words. This cat is sick, man. That is just incredible. I think I broke that down properly, and I'm just a little bit high, so it might have hit me. It took me a few seconds to hit me, but yo, that's just slick wordplay. And I always say when I hear this, it's like, man, who's rapping at this level right now that has that same level of wordplay? This cat is sick with it.
I rap Iraqi. I'm ahead of them, lapping them actually. I got federal crack on my rap sheet. Trying to fill up the bag, I'm a black sheep. I'm in sync with them boys in the back street. Call up Barkin, come boys in the trap, please. I can't flip with these clowns, that's trap me.
Clowns like it, man, these niggas be extra. Ballin' be shooting, I'm just a director. Hop on the track, you jump.
He said, clowns like it. Man, these niggas be extra, right? He's still playing on the circus from the last line, but also clowns like clowns in these streets, right? These goofies. And he said, man, these niggas be extra, doing the most, right? But so do clowns, right? Always doing the most. They're extra. And he said, bowling shooting, but I'm just a director. Now, you could interpret that different ways, right? You could think of he's playing on being a director, right? Shooting a film. And there's a play there, but there's also he's playing on being extra as be extra. Bowl and be shooting. Those are activities you can do, right? Bowl or shoot. But he said, I'm just a director, right? It doesn't mean I'm out here doing this dirt as well. Run it back just a few seconds here.
I got federal crack on my rap sheet. Trying to fill up the bag, I'm a black sheep. I'm in sync with them boys in the back street. Call up Barkin, come boys in the trap, please. I can't flip with these clowns, that's trap me.
Clowns like it, man, these niggas be extra. Ballin' be shooting.
I just saw it too. The extra is also a play on the movie references, just like director. Right, an extra is someone that's on set. They're normally in the background. They're paid daily. Let's give that guy $200 a day. They're an extra. They're sitting in the restaurant, also drinking their coffee or whatnot behind the scenes. They're normally not someone that deserves any credit for being in the movie. But they're normally referred to as extras, but also referencing doing extra, right? Like doing the most.
And I'm just a director. Hop on the track, get it jumping like Drexler. Niggas be pussy, I call.
Right, I'm just a director. It doesn't mean I'm not getting my hands dirty. I'm calling the shots, right? That's sick. Just good wordplay there. And you listen to what he says. He says, hop on the track, get it jumping like Drexler, right? Jumping, the play on words with hop, but also referencing Clyde the Glide Drexler, right? From yesteryear, from the NBA. Look at it, he said, niggas be pussy. I call him Sylvester, right? What is that? I thought I saw a pussycat, right? Sylvester, yeah, putty tat and stuff. And he said, "Yo, look at we gotta let it ride."
I'm Sylvester, in your bitch head, call me the professor. These bitches do what I want like Alexa.
Yo, just the wordplay, right? He said, "I'm in your bitch head, call me the professor," right? He's in her head. He's messing with her mentally. Like, yo, I put my dick in your girl's ear and fuck with her mind, right? Run it back a few
In the
seconds.
back streets, color barking, come boys in the trap, please. I can't flip with these clowns, that's trap heat.
Clowns like it, man, these niggas be extra. Go to be shooting, I'm just a director. Hop on the track, get it jumping like Drexler. Niggas be pussy, I call them Sylvester. In your bitch head, call me the professor. These bitches do what I want like Alexa. Yo, bitch don't stop what she doing, I text her. Bitch to my bitch, she fed, I X'd her.
To play our words with I X'd her, but FedEx, right? She fed, I X'd her, FedEx. But I like what he said there right after the professor line. He said, these bitches do what I want, like Alexa, right? He's just referencing the Alexa app, right? In the, what is that, the Ring? Not the Ring. Amazon Alexa.
These bitches do what I want like Alexa. Yo, bitch don't stop what she doing, I text her. Bitch to my bitch, she fed, I X'd her.
It's clear to see that I got that land like a greenhouse. And if it's beef, this shit getting small like a meat house. Yo, bitch a freak. And I fit your dog with no dream house. Dirty as can be. Don't make me go get that mop and come clean house. Bitch, I'm independent.
Yeah, when they talk about cleaning house, right? He's talking about letting everything go. He's talking about letting clean up shop, right? But he's also gonna get that mop because it's dirty, right? The dirty
Like
word, the dirty wordplay. But come clean house. He's gonna take all y'all out, right? But right from the top, what did he say here? He said it's clear to see. But that I got that light like a greenhouse. If you know anything about a greenhouse, they have glass like shingles, right, to let all the lights in for the plants. So there's a play on that. It's clear to see. And he said if it's beef, then the shit's getting smoked like a meat house, right? A meat house or like a smokehouse, you could think of as just dealing with the meats, like the beef, like they would be smoking it. But also you talk about beef in the rap game, right? Beef in the rap game and motherfuckers getting smoked normally means they're getting killed. So just good wordplay right there. He said, yo, bitch, a freak. And I fit your dog with no dream house. But also the play on words, again, the literal meaning of bitch is female dog. And then the dirty as could be, don't make me get that mop and cook clean house. Yo, just sick word.
Fuck your 360. I got that land like a greenhouse. And if it's beef, this shit getting small like a meat house. Yo, bitch a freak. And I fit your dog with no dream house. Dirty as can be. Don't make me go get that mop and come clean house. Bitch, I'm independent, fuck your 360. So much spinning, I should be dizzy. I'm that fly guy with the phone pauses and the gun bottom like my feet stick.
Yo.
Dancing like they P Diddy. Ain't a damn thing sweet with me when it's dream chase to catch you niggas sleeping. Boy, I swear to God, it ain't Meek Mill.
Meek Mill, his album was called Dream Chasers, right? Sick, just good wordplay. He said, bitch, I'm independent, fuck your 360. I'm sure he's referring to himself as an independent artist. Fuck your 360. I don't know if a 360 is at an entertainment company or so. I think a 360 is a complete circle, right? 360 degrees of a circle. 360, but now he talks in the wordplay on spinning, right? So much spinning, I should be dizzy. You think of spinning as a class that a lot of women take spinning classes, right? It's on a stationary bike. But he said, I should be dizzy, but I guess he's so fly, right? So, bitch, I'm independent. If I get so much spinning, I should be, but talking maybe about flipping, people go in different directions, but normally you say a 180. So much spinning, I should be dizzy. I'm that fly guy. Okay, let's play on fly with the phone posits. My shoe game, man. I don't have a lot of knowledge with the shoe game, but I'm sure he's talking about some here. And the gum bottom, like my feet sticky. But he's talking about the color of them, I imagine. Diamonds dancing like they P. Diddy. Everybody knows Puff Daddy. Back in the day when he used to rap, he was also always dancing on your track. So a feature with P. Diddy also meant he was dancing on stage and all types of shit. He said, "In a damn thing sweet with me." That could be a play. There's been rumors for years that P. Diddy's actually gay, or at least bisexual. But he said, "Ain't nothing sweet with me." I wonder if he's referencing that with P. Diddy. When this dream chaser catch you niggas sleeping, boy, I swear to God, it ain't. Oh yeah, we already said dream chasers with me.
Gloves off on Diggy. Dollars dancing like they P. Diddy. Ain't a damn thing sweet with me when it's dream chaser catch you niggas sleeping. Boy, I swear to God, it ain't Meek Millie. Gloves off, I beat the beat silly. Hip hop is looking weak, really. So I'm taking charge like I plead guilty. Taking charge like I'm defending. Foreign car got a freak with me that frequently go deep with me. Had to move the bitch. Bitch free Willie, she a lunatic like Free City.
Champion.
Yo, run it back at least a few seconds here. I wouldn't just
taking charge like I'm defending. Foreign car. I pick up clean house, bitch, I'm independent, fuck your 360. So much spending, I should be dizzy. I'm that fly guy with the phone bottles and the gun bottle like my feet sticky. Dollars dancing like they P. Diddy. Ain't a damn thing sweet with me when it's dream chaser catch you niggas sleeping. Boy, I swear to God, it ain't Meek Millie. Gloves off, I beat the beat silly. Hip hop is looking weak, really. So I'm taking charge like I plead guilty. Taking charge like I'm defending.
Yo, that wordplay. He said, gloves off, right? When you take the gloves off, you're having just a fist fight, right? You take the gloves off, you're normally going harder because there's no protection, right? He's talking about I beat the beat silly, right? The beat of the track, right? Like I just killed the beat. I beat the shit out of the beat. But he said, yo, hip hop is looking weak, really. He said, I'm taking charge like I plead guilty. Normally when you're charged, when you're the defendant in a crime, right? You have to make a plea, right? You're gonna plead guilty or whatnot. But he said, yo, taking a charge like I'm defending. If you're playing ball and you're gonna take a charge, you're normally under the rim and somebody's coming at you and it looks like they're gonna make a layup and you need to have your feet planted and your arms closed, right? Hold position, and boom, you take that charge and they go, boop, call it in the charge, right? Foul, go wrong, other direction, blah, blah, blah. But, yo, sorry, that's the weed talking. But, but the play is sick. You can't miss that but when you're taking a charge, like I'm defending, but when you're the defendant and you're being charged with a crime, you're the defendant, and he's pleading guilty. That play on words is just sick. And listen to what he says. Foreign car got a freak with me that frequently go deep with me. Had to move the bitch, Free Willy. Free Willy was a movie in the 90s about a whale that that they had to get over this whatever it was, this little pier of some sort to like free her or whatnot. So that play on words, and yo, you wouldn't know this if you're not from the era, but he said she's a lunatic, like Free City. A lot of people don't really remember the Saint Lunatics, but that was the only studio album by the hip hop group Saint Lunatics that Nelly was a part of. Everyone remembers Nelly from his he had a nice career for a few years or whatnot. A few years ago, I heard the man's gone broke now, or close to it, or doesn't have the money that he used to, because they say broke, but they be like, he only makes $800,000 a year. It's like, that motherfucker's still doing all right. I'm not losing no sleep over Nelly and shit.
Car got a freak with me that frequently go deep with me. Had to move the bitch Free Willie, she a lunatic like Free City.
Champion like Meek Millie. Fresh Prince, but not from West Philly. Stack more.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was from West Philly, right?
Spend less really. Niggas sad, no ex really. Slide like they don't take cash. Couple shots make them lose weight fast.
Slide like they don't take cash, right? When they don't take cash, you use credit. You have to slide your card. Yo, sick. He said couple shots make them lose weight fast. Ooh. I'm thinking of shots from the gun, right? You kill them. But he's also talking about the play on words with take a shot to people using maybe steroids or, kind of play on words with that. Let's see.
More spend less really. Niggas sad, no ex really. Slide like they don't take cash. Couple shots make them lose weight fast. Grinding, I need new brake pads. Make your bitch look like a...
He's like, I'm out here grinding, right? But when you think of grinding, you think of brake pads grinding if you don't get them changed on time, right? Then they start grinding, you start messing up the rotors. But you say, yo, I'm out here grinding, but I need new brake pads. What did he say right there at the end? Let's see.
Lose weight fast, grinding, I need new brake pads. Made your bitch look like a fake pad.
Overseas, how I wet a nigga pulling poppers top like
Like you make someone look, right? Like with a fake pass. I got it here, but you made your bitch look.
That's the weed talk.
Yeah, it is.
Fake pads.
Overseas, how I wet a nigga pulling poppers top like an umbrella, nigga. No chase, but I tell a nigga you can get change. Try to check a nigga, won't be no surprise when you say I stick in your mouth like a checkup, nigga. Oh man, when I bless a nigga, trade pound, pin him like a wrestler, nigga.
Whew, bro, that was just sick. We didn't even really get to the last few sentences there, right? He said overseas, how I wet niggas, right? The play on word with overseas. But he said pull his top like an umbrella, right? But he's still playing on being wet, right? And then he said something about a bank, and then he talked about checking him, right? Checking banks. He said won't be no surprise, but you said right? But no surprise. But he said stick in your mouth like a checkup. But put it in your mouth, right? But they put a stick in your mouth when they check your tonsils or whatnot. Yo, that's just, man, these cats are super lyrical. I love the wordplay. I wish I couldn't just let it ride, but we got to remember what we're here for, right? We're here to break down the bars. We're surgical with it too, man. I like someone referenced that in the comments. They were like, yo, man, you're surgical with it. I was like, thank you, bro. I think sometimes that's the weed talk here, right? Because I'm like, yo, it's a 4-minute song, and somehow this is a 46-minute video. Yo, if you're a fan of the lyrical breakdown, man, don't forget to like the video, but also subscribe to the channel. We get into this and break it down.
Like they get into your mom.